Hey everybody, my name is Cliff Ross. I run an ad agency, design studio, and print shop with locations in Easton, Pennsylvania and in the Poconos. And we do business with clients all over the country getting them results. Welcome to today's chat. We're going to talk about branding. Now I remember it was the late 90s, branding became a buzzword. It was worked its way into the vernacular. Everybody knew what branding was. Marketing people bringing up branding at meetings. Is it on brand? I'm like, okay, whatever. I learned about this in college. It's not that complicated. Branding, you put your logo on stuff. Now, there's these agencies who are now selling these services, branding services. You need a brand strategy. We're brand strategists. They're trying to make it seem like branding is the holy grail. It's going to solve all your problems and it's so important and you need to focus on it, have a plan. I'm sorry, that's a bunch of nonsense. Yes, branding is very important for most businesses. But unless you're Walmart or some huge business, you don't need a brand strategy. Now Walmart, they got stores all over the world. They've got all kinds of iterations of different things with their logo on it and branding and problems to solve. Yes, you need a brand manager. Big companies need that. However, the majority of businesses in this country are small businesses and you really don't need all that stuff. I'll tell you what you need. I'll demystify branding. It's actually very, very simple. You need a professionally designed logo. Don't get it something online. Don't get your neighbor's daughter who's studying art to do your logo. Get a professionally designed logo. It'll do you right. You get your colors figured out. You get the color mixes determined. You pick your typefaces. You get your style guide done. And everybody follows the style guide. That's it. That's all you need to do. You don't need a strategy. Branding is the crown jewel of your business. But the crown jewel is not going to make you money. So branding by itself, that's all it is. And if you look at some of the job titles, it's laughable. Brand strategist, brand manager, brand director, brand analyst, branding coordinator, brand ambassador, chief branding officer. Yes, I've seen that. What the F do these people do, right? Yes, if you're a major corporation, a big company, you need a brand manager, okay. But most businesses do not need a brand strategist or any of this stuff. It's just complicating matters. So you might be asking, well, you're an ad agency, you don't do branding? Yeah, we do branding, but where it's really at is positioning. When's the last time you heard an ad agency talking about their positioning package or what they can do for you in that regard? We talk about it, it's on our website. Positioning is how your product or service is positioned in the consumer's mind. It couldn't be more important. Branding helps buttress positioning, but positioning is brought about by a whole concerted effort. Good example is you say Google it. That's the ultimate in positioning because you don't say search the internet for it. You Google it. You use the name of the product or service when you're talking about that action. Or give me a Kleenex, TiVo it, Xerox it. That's the ultimate positioning. But when you're working to advertise your business, you want to focus on how your product or service is positioned in the consumer's mind. That couldn't be more important because when they go to make that decision, they're not thinking about your branding. They're thinking about how it's positioned and why. So another thing that these ad agencies try and sell you is that you need to tell your story and you need to hire them to help tell your story. Yeah, I guess it might sound interesting and cool or feed your ego, but if you need to tell a story to sell your service or product, you're doing something wrong. Really, you're gonna call a plumber because of some story he told? You need to tell a story to sell a burrito or a pair of jeans or a car? No, like these warm and fuzzy car commercials made with love and we donate to this charity. I don't care. I want a car that's safe. I want a car that goes fast. I want a car that looks cool. I want a car that's made in America. That's all to do with positioning. We like to go to Giacomo's up on College Hill to get lunch. Why do we like to go there? The food is delicious, authentic, big portions, good value. They're good people. They're nice, good customer service. It's just up the street. That's why we go there. It's that simple. They have a story to tell. They opened in 1975 by the father from Italy. Now the family runs it. That's all great. I'm not going to go there because of that. The reason people buy stuff is not a story. I'll tell you the reasons. It's very simple. People buy a product or use a service because the price is right, because they like it, they want it, they need it, because it's reliable, because they know they're going to get good customer service, because they know it's quality. There might be an emotional component. You know that they bought that when they were a kid or something, or their mom bought it for them, so they buy it for that reason. That's minor. And also the relationship. You know, if you are working with someone or you go to a store all the time, that's where you go to buy your stuff, or that's the service you use because you use them. You have a relationship. It's really that simple. And again, it all goes back to positioning. You accomplish these things. You position your product that the price is right, good customer service. All these things I mentioned have to do with positioning. And positioning is, again, buttressed by branding. But branding alone is not going to position your business. It's a whole concerted effort of an ad plan, of your social content, of what's on your website, the message you're getting out, all that. That's your positioning. That's what you need to focus on. So in conclusion, I think it's safe to assume that you don't need a brand strategist, you don't need to spend a lot of money on branding, and you don't need someone to tell your story. Get a plan together for positioning your product or service in the consumer's mind the way you want to. It's a concerted effort, takes a lot of work, but it's doable, and that's going to get your results. So thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the chat. We'll see you next time.